Like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. It's powerful. Finds people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
This is Matt Crowder live at the reporting on the free gas app called Get Upside that's letting people all over the country earn cash back on every gallon of gas they buy. Excuse me, miss. Have you heard of the Get Upside gas app?
Of course. People are earning as much as $300 a year with the Get Upside app. It's so easy. Open the app to see nearby gas stations offering money back, pick the one you want, and get up to 25 cents a gallon every time you buy gas.
Wow. Well, there you have it. Stop paying full price for gas. Download the free Get Upside gas app and earn up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. This is Matt Crowder, Radio News Network.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to earn up to 25 cents a gallon cash back when you buy gas. Use promo code TODAY for a 50 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 75 cents a gallon on your next fill up. You can cash out anytime to PayPal or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Get up to 75 cents a gallon cash back on your next fill up when you download the free Get Upside app and use promo code TODAY. Promo code TODAY.
Live from the 100.5 and boom. This is WSGW News.
7 degrees at 9:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Percha. Quick traffic notes to pass along to you this morning. Hospital Road in Saginaw County between Tittabawassee and Kochville Roads is closed due to an accident involving a vehicle and a train. Again, that's Hospital Road between Tittabawassee and Kochville Roads in Saginaw County is closed due to a vehicle versus a train crash. Please avoid the area if possible. The ARPA advisory group formed by the city of Saginaw now has its 15 members made up of city residents, business owners, and church or nonprofit representatives appointed by Mayor Brenda Moore or members of city council. The committee will provide input on potential projects or spending plans the city could use its $52 million of American. In addition to the appointees, Mayor Moore says the city will also soon be resuming community input sessions.
Everything is going to start as soon as we set up everything, and we'll do it. We'll try to handle it the same way we did since being in the community. And they know they're going to help us tremendously.
Input by the committee can range from forming allocation recommendations for strategic funding to helping others with formed ideas prepare them for consideration. Many kids are still attending school remotely due to the pandemic. A report looks at how school closures may affect their mental health. Here's Health reporter Dr. Deanna Lights.
Researchers looked at 36 studies from 11 countries during school closures due to the pandemic from February to July of 2020. The findings in JAMA, an increase in mental health symptoms such as distress and anxiety, and negative changes in health behaviors, and less physical activity among children and adolescents.
And it corresponds with what I've seen clinically.
That's Dr. Eric Herman, staff psychologist at DMC Children's Hospital of Michigan.
I wouldn't say that the pandemic has caused the problems, but it definitely made problems worse.
Dr. Herman says it's best if kids can be in school for learning and socializing.
WSGW News Time, 9:07.
The Michigan Sugar Company is proud to once again be a part of Zender's Snowfest, January 26th through the 30th in Frankenmuth, helping to celebrate 31 years of winter fun for the whole family. Host to one of the top snow sculpting events in North America for the past 30 years. Visitors have enjoyed larger-than-life snow sculptures and beautifully detailed ice carvings each year. In addition, Zender Snowfest will have entertainment for the entire family in the warming tent, a fireworks display, petting zoo, and children's activities. Join us in the warming tent Wednesday the 26th for all things chocolate, as we have chefs from all over the state prepare their best chocolate recipes for judges to judge and you, the audience, to taste. Plan now to attend Zender's Snowfest 2022, and we'll see you Wednesday the 26th at 10 a.m. for all things chocolate. Brought to you and WSGW.
WSGW News Time 9:08. The weather forecast is next. The 6th Michigan Hospital will receive staffing assistance from a federal medical team to help treat COVID-19 patients during the latest surge. Sparrow Hospital in Lansing, where 96% of beds were occupied a week ago, will be supported by as many as 25 additional personnel for 30 days starting February 7th. Michigan's coronavirus-related hospitalizations hit new highs 2 weeks ago before beginning to dip last week. State health officials project that infections and hospitalizations may peak by month's end. More hospitals are reporting critical staff shortages than at any point during the pandemic. New return-to-work protocol at many Michigan prisons. Here's Michigan News Network's Jason Scott.
With low staffing in some of Michigan's prisons, the Michigan Department of Corrections is now allowing 10 state prisons to use new COVID protocols. If a staff member is asymptomatic or having mild symptoms, they can go back to work after 5 days after testing positive for COVID. Now, this does not mean they have to go back to work at that time, but it does give them the option to go back if they're feeling up to it. A department spokesman tells us they're now averaging nearly 100 employees each day who test positive for COVID, and that's had quite an impact on their staff.
When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 70790. It's 910. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology forecast. Partly sunny for today. Few snow showers are possible in the area by mid to late afternoon. Highs will top out near 18 degrees. Winds west-northwesterly 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, any snow showers end early, otherwise gradual clearing. Lows drop to 1 above. Winds remain west-northwest 5 to 10. Wednesday, sunny. Highs warm into the upper teens to near 20. Wednesday night, clear to partly cloudy. Lows fall back to 7 above. And then Thursday becomes mostly cloudy and highs reach 26. I'm USGW Weatherology forecast.
Right now it's 3 above.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you. Welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW from my Saginaw Spirit Home studio. Nice to have you with us today. Brought to you by Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty, 989-295-7713. I'll put you in touch with Linda for all of your residential and commercial real estate needs. Let her go to work for you, 989-295-7713. Pinnacle is located inside the Point at M46 and M47, where you'll also find Cafe 476 and its delicious soups and foods and beverages. Later on this morning, after the 10 o'clock news, by popular request, Danny Vann returns to talk about his life and some positive things in his life. And at 11 o'clock, Senior Services of Midland will be focused on focus. But for this first hour, part of this hour, we're going to find out what's happening in Lansing. And we do that with Representative Tim Beson. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Art.
Hey, good to hear from you again. So I want to talk, before we talk too much about Lansing, knowing the business you're in and having a market and you deal with meat, what's it like today for meat markets and distribution and pricing and all of that?
Well, it's funny you say something, Art, because I've actually shut my business down here after Christmas and deer season. I can't no longer be a profitable business in the current state, and I fear for all my little independent businesses that are out there, because the supply chain is crushed and the little guy is getting less and less, and our demand, our products, the amount that we have to bring in is getting more to make pretty tough to do business.
The president seemed to have laid blame on the 4 big meat processors. Is that the case, or is this an industry-wide thing, regardless of the size of the company?
It is a district. It's a whole wide system problem. The reason I actually just shared with my fellow colleagues of the just the Republican side, and I'll do that with the Dems on the floor. I showed them the difference in the price sheet of what 1 year after the president hold of our state, this new leadership, and I showed them the difference in price in chicken and at my cost to an independent from our wholesaler, and some of the things have doubled, and some of it is even more, and some are just a little less than probably like a third of what the price was last year, and hard to get. Like, so if you order something in, you might not get it, and you spend more time out trying to get the product you need from, and this goes for all the independents and even restaurants now I see out scavenge for what they need to get. It's a bad situation right now.
So what's the answer? Is there one?
Well, first of all, we have to realize that with the shift like we're doing right now to everybody working at home, and there's still people are all working at home.
Yeah.
I see it in Lansing. I can walk across. So there's problems. Our state's not set up like that. So I see a big letdown. I mean, your car's driving to and from, right? The 7-Eleven operator, we're really in a situation where people are staying home and there's less transaction dollars being had at even lunch hours. Like I used to have a lunch hour when I would do a Wednesday soup. It was really busy on Wednesdays, but now that people are, it didn't work, you know? So a lot of these things, and home cooked meals are the best, you know, and I know it's better than anything. So if you can get a mom and pop making a soup or a chicken wing or some kind of Taco Tuesday, it's awesome just to get away from your office. But when you're working from home, it's not getting away. You know, for lunch hour, you just run over and put something in the microwave, you know, and it's going to be tough to get all these businesses back that are shut down.
There's a bit of a paradox in all of that, and the fact that you had to shut your business down at a time when people are eating more at home, which means they probably have a greater demand for what you were selling, and you couldn't get it.
You're exactly right. And during last year, during COVID, the first year of it, I had no problem getting product. I knew exactly what I had to do. It's just not coming. And that's from everybody. I'm not going in to blow up different state organizations, but there's a lot of things that we need to fix because our state is in charge of the beer and wine and the liquor in our state, especially the liquor. And now they sent out something because I am still a business up and going, even though that I'm going to shut down. My licenses are good and I still get all the paperwork. And Michigan Liquor Control sent out a thing saying, if you want your liquor from us, please order it by the case because we're short-staffed. And I get that everybody's short-staffed, but when you actually now pick winners and losers, if you don't order a whole case of every kind of booze that you would sell in your store, you can't do that. I think it's time the state gets out of I'm fine with them regulating it, but actually being the main supplier and actually controlling that, it might be time that we look at different avenues.
Was there not a small business bill that passed in Michigan? And what did it do?
Okay, so it's funny because my small business relief plan,
that was it.
She
yeah.
vetoed it. Yeah.
She did.
But I actually got it. She vetoed it twice, and people forget. I got it through with the Senate bill from Ken Horn because I think that it had to do with this opportunity. So we got $409 million. You know what I like about that afflicted business bill? The problem is she vetoed it 8 months ago, right? And then it got through around Christmas time at the end of the year because of the electric vehicles. The coolest thing about that bill is this is giving back the money. This isn't using state money to enhance and get a new business in here. This is giving back the taxes of the businesses that we shut down, she shut down for the 6 months and paid and giving back the money that we made them pay when they couldn't even be open. So it will be coming out probably in the next 60 to 90 days to the treasurer for that. And that was crucial. People don't realize when you're taking money away from people that actually earn the money, it really makes it tough in Michigan to do business, you know?
Yeah. Let me ask just a theoretical question here, Tim. If you had not become a state representative and you were still full-time at your business, would the result have been the same?
So the result would have been the same, and I can tell you why. Last May, I started seeing my orders from every one of my suppliers get cut. I watched my little, the whole wholesale line, and they kind of dictate, hey, you're a little guy. Oh, you don't get it. I'm telling you, I saw the writing on the wall, and I have all the receipts to show it from the beer and wine or from my meat company. They started giving it just to the big companies, and it's easier. Now, listen, I get it, Art, that it makes sense to drop and go. But if you're regulated by the state and you actually have to make sure everybody gets it equal, I have to ask my question, well, if everybody's supposed to get it, why do you give so much more to the big one? And they figured out that, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? We have to then, in small business, you have to reset yourself and figure out. But so that's what I'm working on right now. But there's no help for the small business, and to try to fill out the grant and some of this other stuff, it's pretty tough, you know.
Yeah.
And it is, and that's what I like being. That's why I kept my business open as long as I possibly could, because I wanted to make sure I felt what these other business owners are feeling right now.
It's an interesting story about the big guy versus the little guy. Many years ago, a friend of mine who was in the lumber industry and tools used to sell a very popular brand of drills, and it's the same brand that's sold by many other places. And he finally had to stop because he couldn't compete with the big box stores. And I said, well, why not? He says, well, the drill company will tell you that they pay exactly the same price for the drill that you do. And so I'd get a pallet of drills, and maybe there'd be, let's say, 20 drills on that pallet. And I paid for 20 drills. And the other guys paid for 20 drills, the same price I did. But lo and behold, there were 24 drills on their pallet. And he said, because of that, it gave them an advantage. And he had to stop selling that drill because he just couldn't compete with the big guys. It's difficult being a very, very small business today, isn't it?
Well, yeah, and look at the jobs. I mean, out of the years, and my father was a business owner before my grandpa. If you go back to where I lived in Bay City, we've hired a lot of people over the years. Like you're talking on the uprights, probably my average staff was 17, but during deer season, altogether about 60 people a year. And I've done that for 20 years, okay? This is money that just stays in our community. These are first-time jobs, and people don't realize that every time you lose that job that can hire somebody that's 14 years old, somebody how to get to work on time, And this is what I'm saying. Like we're looking at this in our state being so hard to do business as a business and the overregulation, and they don't realize that these small jobs. We have insurance. And they're like, well, it's state. Well, if something were to happen, we would be out of business. But instead, we put these small businesses out because of some of the mandates that were in place, and then now we just can't get the product out. And I hope we don't bail out because we never bailed out any of these little businesses that went out of business. And this is money that they actually paid in. So anytime that I can help businesses with their fees and fines or like my OSHA fees, and like this is money they actually made. It isn't like we're giving the money to hope to bring in new business. We are giving the money that these people have paid over the years in taxes and license fees and accountability. And I'm hoping that I can get some more stuff done to make it easier and business more friendly, like the open arms business.
Yep. All right, Tim, hang on. I've got to take a break here. We'll be back. We're talking to Representative Tim Beson, and we will have more conversation with him when we return here on the Art Lewis Show.
It's a new year and time for a new look. It's time for you to trade in those old glasses and get that new, fresh, stylish look for the new year. And don't forget, it's also important to keep yourself healthy this year. Even if you have always had perfect eyesight, it is always a good idea to have regular eye exams. Schedule your appointment today and let them take care of your eyes and help you find that amazing new look for the new year. They have early to fit your schedule.
To make an appointment with Dr. Cox, Dr. Kazmarek, or Dr. Engel at their Saginaw and Hemlock locations, call 792-8686.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
The days of paying full price are over. And at RocketGrabPlus.com, we are here always giving you the deals that you need. You can get tons of half-off deals going on right now from Uplift Creative Center, Joyce's Purple Palette, Woody's Hot Dogs, and the Hamptons Boutique Tanning and Salon. Half off? Yeah, it's true. And it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com. These are the sounds of your home. But radon doesn't have a sound. It doesn't have a color or an odor, but it can cause lung cancer, and it might be in your home now. Protect your family from this radioactive gas. Test your home for radon. Testing is affordable and easy, and so is fixing it. Keep your family safe. Call 1-800-RADON-GAS today or visit michigan.gov/radon. The Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy, and the MAB.
I like fresh eggs as much as the next guy, but maybe free-range chickens in the office wasn't a great idea.
We should just use Easy Cater. Breakfast, lunch, treats, on time, and as ordered.
And I bet they never preen their feathers in the conference room without reserving it first! There's a clipboard outside the door. You put your name.
It's not that hard, guys. Some food just doesn't work at work, but Easy Cater just does. Food for work, on time, and as ordered from over 82,000 restaurants. Order 24/7 at easycater.com.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
In that the Federal Reserve's meeting wrapping up tomorrow, there's uncertainty about the situation with Russia, and also corporate earnings are complicating the situation. General Electric says its revenue declined 3% in the recent quarter. It's blaming supply chain issues. GE's loss was smaller than expected. American Express is already seeing its business bouncing back. Spending on Amex credit cards jumped to record levels in the holiday quarter, despite disruptions caused by the Omicron variant. Amex did have higher expenses in the quarter. Verizon Communications added more wireless subscribers, paying a monthly bill than expected in its quarter. Verizon deployment of 5G attracted more customers. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation's 9/11 Never Forget mobile exhibit is a tribute to all who lost their lives on September 11, 2001, or from 9/11 related illnesses. A 3-foot tractor trailer transforms into an 1,100 square foot exhibit, a tool to educate people about 9/11. Visit it in a city near you and join Tunnel to Towers on its mission to do good and never forget. Donate $11 a month at T2T.org. That's T, the number 2, T.org.
I like fresh eggs as much as the next guy, but maybe free-range chickens in the office wasn't a great idea.
We should just use Easy Cater. Breakfast, lunch, treats, on time, and as ordered.
And I bet they never preen their feathers in the conference room with... There's a clipboard outside the door. You put your name.
It's not that hard, guys. Some food just doesn't work at work, but Easy Cater just does. Food for work, on time, and as ordered from over 82,000 restaurants. Order 24/7 at easycater.com.
Now an important message from Exergen. A critical new FDA study proves that the widely used non-contact thermometers are not accurate and have high probabilities for false negative readings. New COVID non-contact manufacturers are being irresponsible at a time when accuracy matters most. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. Don't wait. Switch to Exergen because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Hello, Michigan. I'm John Gonzalez.
And I'm Amy Sherman. We've got big news.
We're back! And you can join us Sundays at 1 p.m. as we once again go behind the midnight.
We'll take you to every corner of this, sharing the stories that make Michigan great.
Find a hidden gem or a new favorite spot that might be located right in your hometown.
We'll go above the bridge and taste our way across the state.
Join us Sundays at 1 p.m. right here on 100.5 and 790 News Radio, WSGW.
Hi, we're back with you here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show, talking to State Representative Tim Beson. Tim, what's redistricting done to your district? Do you know yet?
So redistricting is actually, I'm excited about because if you look at the census from when I got elected this last time, I only was representing, basically people that got me elected were only 67 to 69,000 people basically, and we're supposed to represent 90,000. So I look forward to working with more people so I can hopefully get their vote and
what's your feeling about some of the legal challenges? You think these lines are going to stay the same?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure that they are going to. We're going with what we have because we don't want to be like, sometimes in life you get dealt even, with what you get dealt with, and you try to figure it out, right?
Yep.
So I think that this idea, I think that in a sense, like I was like, hey, I agree with the fact that we didn't want Jerry, all of that stuff. But when I get done looking at 11 people or even how this was done, the 9,
13.
I think that, either way, when you put a bunch of people that don't know what they're doing and put them together and hope that they come up with a better plan, I'm not really sure that was the best. And I could tell you, not coming from, I'm learning as I go, but I've got to tell you, if you look at the lines for what we were doing, it's almost like they knew where people lived, and they're like, oh, well, we'll put these 2 or these 3 or these 4 in the same, and they'll figure it out. And I'm like, wow. But on the same side, I get it because, look at the other side. The positive of this is some of these districts, right, like mine, that 67,000 people were all that were getting a voice down here in Lansing. So, and there's supposed to be 90. So in some areas, I think that it's good. In other areas, I think that it's bad. But our leadership underneath Jason, whatever they say, we are going with it because we are not letting any grass grow underneath our feet. And that's how I am. So I look forward to working with the new people in my district.
Very good. All right. So what's the hot issues in Lansing right now?
So what we're working on right now is in the House, we just passed through some preventative so that we can do some COVID pre-treatment, and we're hoping the Senate brings it back because some of this is crucial that we have some ways to pre-treat or understand the types of COVID that you have, and then actually treat them. But science, if we keep seeing the more numbers, and we have people that are shots and boosters, right? And we shouldn't have more, right? It doesn't make sense. So let's realize that we're going to be dealing with COVID for a long time. It's not going away, and we got to figure that out, right?
Mm-hmm.
The next thing is the school boards. I really believe that we've got to get the school for our kids. The school board meetings, they need to be recorded so the parents that work can be aware. Because I have another job, or if I can't make it to the school board meeting, because I was on the school board, the minutes of the school board do not cut it. We need to figure out a way so that the people that are working the afternoon shift or at the restaurant or have the second shift that can't make it to the school board, we need to make sure to inform the parents of what's going on in their school systems.
So you're talking about streaming all these meetings?
But even just record, just the voice, like you, radio. If somebody wants to catch up on what Timmy Beson and Art Lewis talked about, they can. And if you want to see what happens in a House committee, you can, or a Senate committee, you can. But our school boards, where we have our most influential little minds, and they're thriving, and we can't even find out what's going on besides the records of the minutes. I'm telling you, on the school board, you don't get the feeling of what's going on if you're not there.
Mm-hmm.
So I really recommend that parents get involved and go to the school board meetings. I mean, we had some meetings that people were 9 or 10. We were making big decisions, and nobody really knows, and then they want to say something after. That's the problem, right? Everybody wants to complain after something is done. Be preventative. It would make more to get in front of it.
All right, Tim, let me ask you this. We started out talking about small business. There is also, though, a movement in the state to try and figure out how to compete with Tennessees of the world and others so that we don't lose battery plants like Ford is moving 2 plants. They're going to build 2 plants down there. What's your sense of what the state is going to do to be competitive? What can the state do to be competitive?
Well, I think I can be honest. my mom moved to Florida because of the taxes here, and she comes home for 3 months or 4 months. Our tax, we have to look at that. Like whatever the actual, and she wasn't, my mom's not, she worked at a bank. She's got her 401k, a little bit of a pension, and Social Security, right? So she figured out that she can live in Florida and pay all her bills for about $400 a month. You can't do that here, but more so than anything is it's the money that she's saving that we're not taxing. Now, you can't compete, right? So I'm thinking about that now. I love Michigan, and I duck hunt, I fish, but in the long run, later in life, would you, I mean, to come back here for the 6 months or the 7 best months if you don't like the snow, and most people don't, right? That's why they call them snowbirds. At what point in time do you realize and you go down there and say, oh my gosh, it's like reinventing the wheel. And sometimes the people in Michigan are trying to reinvent the wheel instead of just figure out how the wheel goes around, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that's the ticket, is look at these other states, what they're doing so well, and try to, but the problem is in our state, that would be change, that'd be less tax revenue. Oh, you can't do that. And that's the problem with our state. Like they like to do it the way it always has been done. And nobody likes change, even me, right? 21 years, and I have to figure out how to close up my mom and pop retail meat market and make it so I can still make it work online to keep my recipes that people follow. And it's tough, you know, it is tough. And then the roadblocks. But I really think that we need to start looking at ways to retain our EMTs, our firemen, our police department, our retirees, so that they stay here, right? That's the ticket, because as all these people are retiring and the mass, they're leaving. We're in the top 10 states of leaving instead of coming in.
Yep. Yeah.
And I have solutions, but what I find out in Lansing is if you have a solution and it's good, somebody else is like, "Oh, that's a great idea," and then you hear about it on a press release from somebody up top saying, "Oh, it's a great idea, and I think we should do this." And I'm thinking, "Wow, I don't really."
You got to put out the press release first.
Well, even with my afflicted business plan, I passed that twice, bipartisan in the House, and it went to the Senate, and she vetoed it twice. But all of a sudden, it seemed to be a great idea at the end of the year because we were trying to get some money to bring in a new company or to help an existing company expand. Now we're going to help the small independents. And I got to tell you, I'm just hoping that a month or a whole year later, getting the money to these small independents gives them enough to help them to keep them open. Because when we keep closing things down, you wonder why people are leaving the state. Well, you can't get it. You can't go to your local place. You have to go to the big store. You got to buy online. And these are some of the things you're not seeing in these other states.
Yeah. Is she going to pass it this time? Or did she?
She actually, so my small business relief plan got passed in Senate Bill 85 with Ken Horn for the money for the electric vehicle, just for a platform to hope that GM builds. But guess what? If that's what it takes for me to negotiate to get these little businesses the money they need to stay open, I'm good at negotiating.
There you go. All right, Tim. Well, listen, I appreciate you spending a little time with us this morning, as always. It's always interesting chatting with you.
You know, Art, just because I'm shutting the store down, I do have a mobile food commissary, so you're still not out of the sausage business yet.
We'll talk about that again. All right, Tim.
Okay.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye now.
Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye. State Representative Tim Beson, we thank him for spending a little time with us. We'll have open phones for the remainder of the hour. Let me talk about, we were talking about business. Let me talk about someone I do business with, and he is my Allstate agent, Tom Sereski. I've been with Allstate since 1974, and they've always been there for me. So why change? I don't believe in changing for change's sake. And Tom's been my agent for quite a number of years. What I love about it is his staff is very, very knowledgeable. When you go in and you sit down and you describe your issue, they listen. And then they come up with the best plan for your needs, not the best plan for them, the best plan for your needs. They always provide that, and that's exactly what they'll do for you. You can visit his agency at 6185 Tittabawassee Road in Saginaw Township, or call Tom Sereski at 989-497-0300. Remember that number. I'll give it to you again here in a little bit, because Tom's agency is in search of 2 additional highly motivated full-time professional employees. The reason? The agency is up 26% again this year with no end in sight. creating an immediate need to increase his staff. And no insurance experience is necessary for the right person. If you're a professional, goal-oriented, and self-driven individual looking to excel and looking for a new career opportunity, to work for an agency that cares for its clients and its employees, update your resume and call Tom Sereski at 989-497-0300. 989-497-0300. Schedule an interview today. Remember, you're in good hands with Allstate, and you are in even better hands with the Sereski Agency. We'll be back.
Frosty frogs, icy elephants, celebrating 31 years of winter with shining sculptures of sparkling horses, glossy penguins, and shimmering bears. Get ready to be dazzled when Snowfest returns to Frankenmuth January 26th through the 30th. Zender's Snowfest 2022 will once again dazzle and excite you with sculptures created by professional ice and snow carvers from this area and around the country. In addition, there's entertainment for the whole family in the warming tent and plenty of food, refreshments, a fireworks display, petting zoo, and children's activities. Plus the All Things Chocolate Recipe Contest in the warming tent on Wednesday, January 26th. Bring the family and enjoy larger-than-life snow sculptures and the beautifully detailed ice carvings at Zender's Snowfest, January 26th through the 30th in Frankenmuth. Get more information on the web at zenders.com. Brought to you by the great folks at T-Mobile, Meyer, Covenant Healthcare, Beerline Companies, Miller Lite, Apple Mountain, and Northwood University.
Hey, Jim! Thanks for coming.
Are you kidding? I never miss one of your dinner parties. How's the new job?
We're growing fast, and I stopped working weekends thanks to how much smoother everything runs on NetSuite by Oracle.
Fantastic. We're still using QuickBooks.
Why haven't you upgraded to NetSuite?
We're making QuickBooks work, sort of.
Shh, watch your language. The kids are right there. Sorry, Amy. NetSuite gives you visibility and control of your financials, inventory, HR, planning, budgeting, and more. NetSuite is everything you need to grow, all in one place. And 93% of surveyed businesses increase their visibility and control since upgrading from QuickBooks to NetSuite.
Yeah, sounds like it's time for me to switch to NetSuite. Over 27,000 businesses already use NetSuite. For the new year, NetSuite has a new financing program for those ready to upgrade at netsuite.com/radar. Head to netsuite.com/radar for this offer on the #1 financial system for growing businesses. netsuite.com/radar.
Watching TaxSlayer calculate your refund feels like climbing to the apex of a roller coaster.
Here we go!
And flying down the tracks. At maximum refund speed. Start for free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
You and your phone have been through a lot this past year. It's been your lifeline to the world. And now some big wireless company is telling you got to buy a new phone from them and sign their contract? They don't control you. With TracFone Wireless, you can keep the phone, number, and network you already have. Already got a 5G phone? Keep that too. Because TracFone runs on America's best networks now with 5G nationwide. Plus, we've got unlimited talk and text smartphone plans starting at just $20. TracFone Wireless. Now you're in control. 5G capable device, actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
The WSGW Morning Team Show.
Detroit restaurant just closed abruptly. Michael Simon's Roast Restaurant in the Weston Book Cadillac closed. Highly, highly rated. #1 in Detroit. Did I mention, by the way, the cheapest steak was about $100?
Well, that should have
having some impact. Yeah.
That's the circle of friends apart. Yeah, exactly.
He's not taking me there.
Dave and Pat and Shirley, we're over
Never
at
been
McDonald's.
there.
We're at
Never been there. I've never been there either. I've never been there either.
But you know people who have been there.
Yes, that I do. The other reason is you would never spend $100 on a steak. So.
50, maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
100, I don't think so, yeah.
So does that include the sides or? No, of course not. Of course not.
Better at least the pack come with an Iron City gear next to it. Then maybe it's worth $100.
The Morning Team Show, weekdays 5:30 to 9 on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSG.
Are in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios of 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
Hi, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show, and Susan is in Bay City waiting for us. Susan, good morning.
good morning. Thank you, Art, for having Representative Tim Beson on
Yeah.
here. He actually was someone who I voted for before, and I'd certainly vote for again. And I had an issue, and he even personally had called me back. So a very, very good representative with him.
That's
And,
what you want from a representative. That's very good.
Absolutely. And why I'm calling too is I have a real issue when I heard that like Flint was going to the school system to all virtual learning. I feel really bad for the children there. It's one of our poorest cities that, depended on lunches or had a teachers that could look at them and see that they were nourished and they were clean, or, they could see that there might be abuse. What about the children that the parents might, or somebody might take the laptop or, their computer? How are they going to ever learn?
Well, those are anecdotal. I mean, let's be honest. We don't think the majority of parents do that. There are always going to be a few idiots.
It doesn't matter.
Well, you're never going to be 100%, no matter what you do.
It's putting them in school to get a lunch. And how many of those children, it's just one of the poorest cities. And it just seems to me that all these children are going to fall between.
Well, I don't disagree on the virtual stuff.
Yes, what happened with the water crisis? It happened in Flint. And here, this is another time that Flint is automatically singled out for virtual learning. I don't know. I don't
know that they're singled out. Other districts are doing it too.
Yes, but the poorest districts are where it's going to hurt the most.
Well, that's true of everything, isn't it?
Yes, and so this big equality thing, people don't have the opportunity to be like Governor Newsom and all these rich people that just send their children to private schools. In our schools, supposedly we pay high taxes for our schools, and the schools just got all relief money. And here we have virtually no education as far as I'm concerned.
Well, it's certainly not as good as being in class. I'll grant you that. No doubt about that.
I did send something off to our governor on it. I have not heard anything back about it, of course. But anyway, it's just one of those things that just irritated me because they're always saying, well, it's for the children. But when it really comes down to doing something for them, and this to me was just falling between the cracks for all those children.
All right.
So thank you for your time.
You bet. Absolutely.
Bye-bye, Art.
Take care, Susan. Bye-bye now. Saginaw Bay City, 752-6111, toll free in the state of Michigan, 866-790-WSGW. We'll get to more calls in just a moment. Let me talk to you about Thalen and the Thalen Auto Group in Bay City, because I've told you for a long, long time about their outstanding lineup of cars. And they sell a lot of cars. And when they sell those new cars, they often take in trade-ins. They go through them, they inspect them, they bring them up to their standards. And they also scour the market for additional used cars meeting their exact standards. That's what Thalen does. They do it for you. The Thalen Auto Group in Bay City is your one-stop shop for fully inspected used vehicles. Hundreds of them to choose from right there on North Euclid Avenue in Bay City. All the dealerships side by side, so you don't have to travel all around. More selection than almost any other location in the Tri-Cities. By the way, you can shop certified pre-owned vehicles from Audi, Volkswagen, Subaru, Mazda, Honda, Kia, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Don't spend days going from dealership to find a good selection. You stop at the Thalen Auto Group on Euclid Avenue in Bay City and spend the afternoon shopping hundreds of vehicles. Check out the Thalen inventory online at thinkthalen.com. They've been serving your automotive needs for about 45 years. The Thalen Auto Group.
This is Matt Crowder live at the Shell station on 41st Street, reporting on the free gas app called Get Upside that's letting people all over the country earn cash back on every gallon of gas they buy. Excuse me, miss. Have you heard of the Get Upside gas app?
Of course. People are earning as much as $300 a year with the Get Upside app. It's so easy. Open the app to see nearby gas stations offering money back, pick the one you want, and get up to 25 cents a gallon cash back every time you buy.
You have it. Stop paying full price for gas. Download the free Get Upside gas app and earn up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. This is Matt Crowder, Radio News Network.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to earn up to 25 cents a gallon cash back when you buy gas. Use promo code TODAY for a 50 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 75 cents a gallon on your next fill up. You can cash out anytime to PayPal or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Get up to 75 cents a gallon cash back on your next fill up when you download the free Get Upside app and use promo code TODAY. Promo code TODAY.
You say goodbye and I say hello.
With Mercari, a new life.
Hello, hello.
Easily list and sell,
I know why you say goodbye and I say hello.
or discover great finds.
Hello.
Buy or sell almost anything.
You say goodbye and I say hello.
Download Mercari on the app stores or at Mercari.com. Mercari, your marketplace.
Rocket Grab.
This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for the Vino Wine Warehouse New Year Festival. You are going to get a $30 gift certificate for only $15, half off. The Vino Wine Warehouse has over 1,000 retail wine items, 16 craft draft beers, a full liquor section, and a unique modern menu with some amazing appetizers. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Hi, this is Mike Avery. You know you can hear my outdoor magazine show Sun on WSGW, but now there's another option. Saturday morning, 6 till 9. Tune in for the latest outdoor news and information, hunting and fishing tips, wildlife and conservation issues, even some wild game cooking. That's Outdoor Magazine now on Saturday mornings too, 6 till 9, right here on WSGW 790 AM and 100.5 FM.
And we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show. You're on WSGW, ready to talk to Dennis in Saginaw. Dennis, good morning to you.
Hi, Art.
Hi.
Yesterday, you had a gentleman call at the end of the show asking why mortality rates hadn't increased.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Okay. The reason the life expectancy went down 2 years ago, and I believe last year also, is because of the excess deaths. If he wants to, he can go to and search for excess deaths, and he'll get a great graphic.
Yeah, I do remember they said the life expectancy dropped by about a year or something like that, which was the first time in many, many, many moons.
Well, that's all I wanted to say.
All right.
There are excess deaths. Whether they're related to COVID or to overdoses, the CDC isn't saying.
Yeah, well, before COVID, those other deaths were there. COVID has brought about additional deaths.
Yeah.
So, all right, very good.
Okay.
Thanks, Dennis. Yep. Bye now. There was a poll. As a matter of fact, I think I pulled it out in some of my news stuff. Oh, by the way, speaking of COVID, Meijer stores apparently are going to be giving away free N95 masks. And the stores that have them will have them at the greeter station when you go in near the grocery entrance, and they'll be set up in stacks of 3. So they'll be giving you free N95 masks, part of the, I don't know, hundreds of millions that were released by the Biden administration. I think it was something like 3 million masks that Meijer received. And the federal release was 400 million masks have been released. As I've started to say, let me see if I can find this poll. Yeah, here was a poll on pandemic attitudes. And really interesting how people look at the polls. It would seem the question was, how worried are you about getting sick from COVID-19 within the next year? In the 18 to 34 age category, very, very concerned, 23%. Not too concerned. Well, let's see. Very and somewhat concerned was a total of 58%. And 42% not at all. In the 35 to 44 age group, 57% were very worried or somewhat worried. The rest not at all. In the 45 to 64 age group, 58%. And in the 65 age group, as you would expect, 61% were more concerned. So there is a concern out there about getting sick. We'll have to take a look deeper in that poll and see what else is in there. Chris is in Midland. Chris, good morning.
Hi.
Hi.
Two callers. Hi, are you there?
Yep. Go ahead.
Okay, hi. Two callers ago about schools not being in person, and I guess my point of view is that if I still pay property taxes, but my son has graduated and he's gone on to work some jobs and not attending any school right now. I would be upset because the schools are not in person, and I thought that government monies had been sent to school districts to help set up anti-COVID related procedures. And if the schools are still balking at in-person, to give that money back to the government.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they got, how much money they got, and nor the other question is, even if they had set up procedures and they get hit with COVID, what do they do now? My feeling is this. I'm not a great fan of virtual learning, but the question I have to ask, is it better than nothing? And I absolutely have to say, yes, it's better than nothing, but I would prefer in class for all students, with those exceptions of students who have whatever kind of, obstacles, medical or mental or what have you. There are special virtual programs for them. But I'm not a big fan of virtual learning, but by the same token, I absolutely think it's better than absolutely nothing.
I would agree with you that it's better than nothing, but like again, if they had extra procedures put in place, directed by whoever they were directed by to set those procedures up, if it's the CDC or if it's local health department or what have you, and making use of all of that and telling everybody to stay home, I don't agree with that. That's a waste of our money.
Yeah. All right, Chris. I got to run.
Okay.
Take care, my friend. You bet. Bye-bye now. All right, we'll take our last break, and then we'll be back to close out. Mark, don't know if we're going to get to you next hour or not. We have a guest, but call us back another time, and we will be back right after these notes here on WSGW.
At Wildfire Credit Union, our team will tell you that everything we do is for our members, because it's about you always.
Recently, I was working with a member purchasing auto loan and saw an opportunity to help them save some money. By refinancing their credit card debt, we were able to save them over $600 a month. This is one of the many ways that we deliver outstanding service to our members.
Delivering marvelous experiences, saving members money. Live service, going the extra mile. That's Wildfire Credit Union. It's what we do every day. Find out for yourself. Call 800-227-2328. Click on wildfirecu.org or come by any Wildfire location to experience banking the way it's supposed to be, where it's about you always. Wildfire Credit Union. Distinctively better. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. These are actual examples of savings and not guaranteed in every situation.
When you fill your prescriptions at Walgreens, of your order in real time. Know the price of your prescriptions before you go to pick them up. And anytime you have questions, use Pharmacy Chat to ask an expert 24 hours a day. Help with your meds from Walgreens. Side effects may include breathing a little easier because your prescription stress melted away. Learn more on the Walgreens app.
This price isn't final. This is an estimated price based on your insurance coverage.
Plus.com. The days of paying full price are over. And at RocketGrabPlus.com, we are here always giving you the deals that you need. You can get tons of half-off deals going on right now from Uplift Creative Center, Joyce's Purple Palette, Woody's Hot Dogs, King's Fish and More, and the Hamptons Boutique Tanning and Salon. Half off? Yeah, it's true. And it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com. I'm one of thousands of women with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that has spread to other parts. In the moment and taking Ibrance, palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Be in your moment. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infection. Severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
All right, that'll do it for this first hour of the Art Lewis Show. Coming up, we've got news from CBS and the local report, and then we're going to be back, and we're going to spend some time talking to our buddy Danny Vann. All of that coming up here on WSGW, where the news is next.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center Studios.
This is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
Oh,
I'm Deborah
Mr.
Rodriguez. A new
Vann, how are
COVID
you?
vaccine tailored specifically to the Omicron variant could be
How
here
are you,
soon.
Danny?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Doing well. Doing well. I'm here.
Aged 1855. Dr. William Schaff.
All right, we'll be with you in about 10 minutes, so hang on.
All right, no worries.
Process several
You got something new coming out?
Music or what?
A new song. Yep, that's
All right.
Quickly.
We'll talk about it.
All right.
Hang on.
To make sure that it would be effective and safe.
A new study finds more than one path toward immunity from COVID. Correspondent Linda Kenyon. Researchers say you can get infected with COVID and then vaccinated, or you can get vaccinated and then get a breakthrough infection. Either way, you will have a strong immune response. The study, conducted at Oregon Health and Science University, looked at 104 people, all of whom got the Pfizer vaccine. Students, throw away your number 2 pencils and paper. The College Board is going digital with its SAT exam. It'll be shorter, more concise, with tighter security to cut down on cheating and widen access. Last year, the board got rid of the essay exam as more schools dropped the requirement for applying. More than 8,000 U.S. troops are on higher alert as the world keeps a close eye on Russia and its military buildup at the Ukrainian border. Correspondent Weijia Zhang.
In a new bulletin to law enforcement partners nationwide, the Department of Homeland Security warned that if Russia feels threatened by a U.S. or NATO response to a potential invasion, it may conduct a cyber attack against the U.S., from low-level denials of service to destructive attacks targeting critical infrastructure.
China's taking no chances ahead of next month's Olympics. Correspondent.
All the residents of Beijing's Fengtai district lined up in the cold for mandatory COVID testing this weekend after 31 cases were reported locally. And with the opening of the Winter Olympics just 10 days away, smaller scale testing was going on across the city. The overwhelming priority is to stage an Olympic spectacle, mainly for TV, virus-free.
Tom Brady retire? Now that the season's over for the Bucs, the 44-year-old seven-time Super Bowl champ says he'll mull it over while he's spending time with his family.
I have kids now too, and I care about them a lot as well. My wife is my biggest supporter. It pains her to see me get hit out there. And, she deserves what she needs from me as a husband. My kids deserve what they need from me as a dad.
He spoke on the Let's Go podcast. Dow down 698. That's about 2%. This is CBS News.
Looking for quality candidates this new year? Look no further than Indeed. Our new video interview tool takes the hassle out of virtual hiring. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Sound Asleep Lab is the only private accredited sleep lab in mid-Michigan owned and operated by a physician. We do home and in the lab sleep studies. If you're waiting months for an appointment, we can see you within 1 to 2 weeks. You may consider doing a cost comparison. Our charge is less than 50%. No worries of having to go into the hospital with 4 convenient locations in Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, and Mount Pleasant. Please discuss with your primary care provider or call 989-792-2792 for an appointment. 792-2792 or check us out at soundasleeplab.com.
Attention hunters, gun collectors, and firearm enthusiasts. The Bay City Gun and Knife Show will be held this Sunday, January 30th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the DoubleTree Hotel. Admission is just $6. Children 14 and under are free. Dealers and collectors from across Michigan will be on hand, buying, selling, and trading firearms, knives, ammunition, military items, sports collectibles. Need cash? Bring in your old U.S., German, or Japanese military relics, as representatives from the Michigan Traveling Military Museum will be there paying top dollar for collectible firearms, swords, and daggers. Sunday at the DoubleTree will be your chance to pick up that special firearm, knife, or similar item you've always wanted. What a great day to get out of the house following the recent winter weather and enjoying looking over all that'll be on display. And it all happens this Sunday, January 30th at the Bay City Gun and Knife Show at the DoubleTree Hotel in Bay City. Hours are 9 to 3. For more information or directions, go to www.gunshowtrader.com. Don't
deep breath.
Mai's virtual meditation studio has never been busier.
Imagine not working.
They need a remote assistant to realign their scheduling.
Blank calendar. Sorry, back to your breath.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Make calls, schedule virtual interviews, and talk to candidates right from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is News.
Sunny skies and 12 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Kirchup. Hospital Road in Saginaw County between Tittabawassee and Kochville is closed at the time for a train versus a vehicle crash. Again, that's Hospital Road between Tittabawassee and Kochville roads. An accident involving a train and a vehicle have closed the road. Please avoid that area. A 52-year-old Bay City man is looking at possible prison time for possessing child pornography. Gerald Sutter III was arraigned last week on charges of aggravated possession of material and using a computer to steal or commit a crime. The investigation into Sutter's activities began after police learned he was allegedly looking at child sexually abusive material online. After obtaining a search warrant, police seized digital evidence from his home. The investigation was conducted by the State Police Computer Crimes Unit Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force. Edgewood Assisted Living at 4850 Gratiot Road is offering free coffee and donuts today and next Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Again, that's Edgewood Assisted Living at 4850 Gratiot Road. Get down there and get yourself some free. Don't even have to get out of your car. You can just pull right up to the station and get those items. And again, that will be this Tuesday, today, and next Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. WSGW News Time, 10:07.
It's totally normal to be constipated with belly pain, straining, and bloating again and again.
No way. You could have a chronic condition called irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives to help relieve belly pain and complete bowel movements. Individual results may vary. Do not give to children less than 6, and it should not be given to children 6 to less than 18. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor today. You may be able to save on Linzess and make fewer trips to the pharmacy. See if you're eligible to pay as little as $30 for 90 days. Visit linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS. Sponsored by AbbVie and Ironwood Pharmaceuticals.
W News Time 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. The school official accused of stealing more than $900,000 in Western Michigan has pleaded no contest to embezzlement. Brian Wheeler was technology director at the Grand Haven District in Ottawa County. Investigators said he created bills, picked up checks, and deposited the money in his accounts as far back as 2014. District staff discovered in November the bond money for the technology department was missing. Wheeler was fired after failing to appear for interviews. The Holland Sentinel reports Wheeler, who was paid more than $100,000 a year, typically received glowing reviews. GM today expected to detail a $6.5 billion electric vehicle investment in Michigan that could create 4,000 jobs. Here's Autobit reporter Jeff Gilbert with this report.
You can see how it all fits together, says Stephanie Brindley of IHS Market. EV investments to be detailed today at Orion Assembly go along with similar plans at Detroit's Factory Zero. Now, those products will need batteries made at a brand new plant in Lansing.
You would be better off putting a battery plant in a place that can service a number of assembly plants. Transportation, because transporting batteries is heavy.
This is part of a process at GM that will mean other EV investments in the future, both here in Michigan and elsewhere. Jeff Gilbert, the Michigan News Network.
Governor Gretchen Whitmer will ask lawmakers to triple Michigan's tax credit for low and moderate income workers, putting on average an extra $350 a year into their pockets. The proposal is to be unveiled in the governor's State of the State address on Wednesday. It would restore the state-earned income tax credit to 20% of the federal credit. That was scaled back to 6% a decade ago as part of a law that slashed. The refundable credit helps more than 730,000 families per year. They get an average credit of $150, which would rise to roughly $500 under Whitmer's plan. WSGW News Time 1010. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology forecast. We'll see these scattered snow showers possible late today. Otherwise, partial sunshine develops with a high into upper teens. We'll have winds out of the northwest around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then for tonight, we'll have a slight chance for snow early on, decreasing cloud cover and a low near -1. Wednesday, sunshine, a high of 17 degrees. Thursday, mostly cloudy skies and a high. Friday, partial sunshine develops, high of 18 degrees. Then by Saturday, mostly sunny and a high around 18. Sunday, mostly cloudy sky conditions, a high of 24. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 6 above.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you and welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. Brought to you by Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty. For all of your residential and commercial real estate needs, give Linda a call. Let it go to work for you. 989-295-7713. Visit her at The Point, M46 and M47 in Saginaw Township. And don't forget to check out Cafe 476 inside The Point for all their wonderful soups and foods and beverages. And, of course, we're coming to you from our Saginaw Spirit Home Studio. Back by popular demand. 'Cause after the last visit, I actually got quite a few nice notes about Danny Vann and Danny Vann's visit with us. So he's back again, and we say good morning to Danny Vann.
Good morning, Art. Good morning, Tri-City, Mid-Michigan. Good to be here.
And for you, that's true.
It is true because, I'll start right off telling you November 26th, I had my 12th heart catheterization. And this time they had to put a large stent in an artery that serves both front and back.
The Widowmaker?
Yeah, it is good to be here.
Yes. You've been through 12 of those, huh?
12 heart caths, 11 stents, a heart attack, and way back in '98, I had double bypass open heart. So it's been with me for a while, but God has seen me through, and that's what we're here for.
Still here, right? In medical science grand, as they say.
Yes, sir.
So what's new in the Danny Vann portfolio these days?
I've got a couple projects going, and the one that I wanted to reach out and talk to you about today is a new song that another old friend of ours heard in my music library and immediately called me up and said, Danny, you got to put this song out. People need to hear this. Bobby Balderrama, Robert Lee.
Oh, of course.
He just had a #1 hit that just went up on the charts for his smooth jazz.
Yeah.
Any moment. And
fabulous jazz artist.
Oh man, it's just fabulous. It hit #1 on Billboard and the main smooth jazz chart, which I forgot the name of it. But anyway, Bobby heard this song. I sent him a copy of my library, and he heard this song and he goes, Danny, this is awesome. You need to share this. It's a hit. I'm telling you, it's a Christian hit. And so the song is called God is Everywhere. And I wrote it when my grandson was about 4 or 5 years old. My daughter called and said, can you talk to Caleb? He's afraid of the dark. He doesn't want to go to sleep. And so I consoled him, God's there. He's looking over you. He's with us all, And 20 minutes later, I had this inspiration. I called my daughter back and I sang this song for her. God is Everywhere. I sent you a copy of it. We just did a YouTube video of it, and I'm now in the process of submitting it to the independent Christian radio stations that accept, independent artists, because I'm not on a label, But when I played this for another old friend of mine who used to be here in the Tri-City area, Fred Garcia, he's out in Phoenix.
Yeah, oh sure.
Fred heard the song. He studied under Danny Pincala, but Fred heard when he saw the video, he loved the graphics and stuff in the video, and he says, that's a good song. Who's the guy singing? And I said, Fred, I wrote the song. I recorded it with Noel Lehman in Bay City.
Was it with Noel?
Noel is doing the accompaniment, and this was at his home studio. He's reopening his recording studio, by the way. But this was recorded, Noel and me. There was nobody else, just me and him, and between his MIDI processor on his Mac computer and my guitar and our vocals, we put this song out. And gosh, that was back in like 2012, before my heart attack.
For those of you that don't know Noel, if you ever see his dueling pianos out,
oh, fabulous. He's fabulous.
Not only a great musician, we've known him many years ago in the 70s. We lived in Bridgeport. We knew his parents.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Great talent.
Oh,
great
incredible.
Talent. Just a natural personality. But it's as I listen to you talk about this, all I can think about is, on the one hand, it's not a tragedy because you are still alive and you've had all those catheterizations and they've saved your life many times. On the other hand, the tragedy is your talent got stifled. That is, you're not out on the road. People can't watch you perform as I used to.
Yeah.
For those who don't know Danny, he was, and since I've judged Elvis contests in Canada and the United States, when I tell you he was one of the best Elvis interpreters you would ever see, take my word for it.
Thank you.
But not only in the rock music genre, but even better was the spiritual part of it and the gospel part of it that Presley was so involved in.
Yeah.
And I always thought, particularly because Christian music today sells out everywhere. I mean, it has become, you know, it's become the genre, if you will, that really is doing very, very well.
Yes.
And I often thought, wow, if you could only take just that on the road and just do that on the road.
Yeah.
Guys like, Bill Gaither be lining up at your door.
I did for a while do Elvis gospel concerts.
Yeah, I knew you did some.
But what I found was that churches, especially back in the 90s, Elvis hadn't been gone too long, and his reputation and the way he died and what happened, what he was going through just before he died, churches, quite a few of them found it somewhat, I don't want to use the word distasteful, but it was awkward for them to have the sex symbol up, at the altar entertaining people with gospel music. So it was kind of hard for some of them to swallow.
I wasn't even thinking in terms of churches, though. I was thinking in terms of legitimate theater.
Well, I did. Actually, my very last large concert was in Clio, Michigan at the amphitheater, and it was my Elvis gospel concert. And we had probably 1,500 people there, 1,600 people. Yeah. So you're right. They did like it, but it was right after that I had my heart attack. It was like
98 or whatever it was. Your health,
2013. Yeah.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I forget, there's more than one. Sorry. Your health will not allow you to go on the road anymore.
No, in fact, I'm living down in the Metro Detroit area. My health doesn't even allow me to make a visit to Bay City. It's too far to travel. And when I get at the other end, I'm so exhausted. I lost a third of my heart function, and I have no stamina. I do something for 30, 40 minutes, and then I got to go take an hour and a half nap to recharge, So
I do that, and I got a healthy heart. But I'm 78. What do you want?
Yeah.
Danny, hang on. We got to take a break here. We're talking to Danny Vann, just a great person with a hell of a story. I'll tell you, when you think about the number of times he's had to go under the knife and had a heart catheterization and other things, just to be with us is kind of a joy to talk to him. So hang on, Danny. We will be back right after these notes on the Art Lewis Show.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made here. What could be sweeter than that?
Watching TaxSlayer calculate your refund feels like climbing to the apex of a roller coaster.
Here we go!
And flying down the tracks. At maximum refund speed. Start for free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
Now an important message. Critical new FDA study proves that the widely used non-contact thermometers are not accurate and have high probabilities for false negative readings. New COVID strands are on the rise, and non-contact manufacturers are being irresponsible at a time when accuracy matters most. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. Don't wait. Switch to Exergen because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do, but you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh and Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Mission. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offer insurance.
I'm Stuart Varney, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks opened sharply lower. There is continued uncertainty for investors. In addition to the situation with Russia, they are waiting to see what the Federal Reserve says when its meeting concludes tomorrow. General Electric shares are under pressure, though its loss in the recent quarter was smaller than forecast. Impacted by supply chain issues, GE is predicting improvement this year. Raytheon Technologies business jumped in the recent quarter as the holiday season boosted demand for travel and its aviation products. Johnson & Johnson's earnings were stronger than forecast, but Wall Street was expecting a higher revenue number. 3M shares are higher after its quarter top forecasts. CEO Mike Roman says its team effectively managed supply chain disruptions. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Biden's massive spending plans apply and taking money out of your pocket, but you can fight back against runaway inflation by sheltering your IRA or 401k with gold through Birch Gold Group. This is Stephen K. Bannon, and I'm proud to be a customer of Birch Gold. Join me. Birch Gold has created a free info kit on protecting your retirement with gold in a tax-sheltered account. Just text the words SHELTER to 989898. Text SHELTER to 989898 and learn how to shelter your IRA or 401k with gold.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter. That's AUDACY.
Do you promise to love, honor, and cherish, forsaking all others?
I do.
I do.
And now, by the power vested in me, I now pronounce you roommates. Go forth.
That's not the vow you took. But if struggles with CPAP have you and your spouse sleeping in separate rooms, it might be time to look into Inspire. Inspire works inside the body with just the click of a remote. That's right, just a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Inspire. Sleep apnea innovation.
Talk to your doctor to see if Inspire is right for you. Review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
Puerto Rico is the new go-to destination for investment opportunities, and Impeller is the that connects investors with innovative projects seeking capital on the island. Impeller takes the guesswork out of investing in Puerto Rico, surfacing the insights you need to make informed decisions and empower your investment portfolio. Visit investpr.org/impeller and set up your account today to see what the island has to offer. Impeller, your hub for investment opportunities in Puerto Rico. Powered by Invest Puerto Rico.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show, I guess we'll try to make sense of it all. That is a very, very difficult job. We will have fun.
Van Camp and Robbins, weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with Danny Vann talking about his new record. It has to do with the good Lord.
Yes.
And most everything in his life has to do with the good Lord these days. And, we always appreciate spending time with him. He also wrote a book. We'll talk about that. But I have to do this, Danny. I mean, I just have to do this. It was eating at me.
Okay.
So I have to do this.
Yes.
All right, I just had to do that, get it out of my system, you know. I was back in, I don't know, that had to be back in 90, wow, I don't know how many years ago that was, but that was your full band, backup singers, everything.
Yep.
I mean, it was the whole gang.
Interestingly enough, I recorded a studio version of that at Gaither Studios.
Oh, did you really?
Yes, I did. And I just sent you a link to it. It's out at broadjam.com/Danny Vann. And you can hear the studio version, which is just
Yeah. How long did you do
impeccable
that?
because it was at Gaither Studios. It's impeccable, you know.
How long
So,
ago did you do that? Decades, of course.
yeah. I think it was 2006 or 7 or something like that. It was a while ago. Yeah.
I have a Bill Gaither story. I don't. Was Gaither there when you did it? Did you meet him?
No. I wish, but he wasn't.
Well, we had an opportunity a few years ago when he was in Saginaw. He had the Gaither vocal band with him.
Right.
And
right.
I interviewed him on my show for about 20 minutes.
Wow.
And after the interview, he said, well, come on backstage, say hi. Okay. So my wife and I were there. We went backstage just before the show started. We had about 10 minutes with him, and he had to literally say, I got to go, walk out on stage and start the show.
Yeah, really? Wow.
So we
That's
were
awesome.
sitting in like the second row or something like that. And as the show ends, we get up to leave, and his publicist comes out the side door and is looking around. And I said, thank you for your help. She said, you're the one I'm looking for. Bill wants to talk to you.
Wow.
1 hour backstage talking about politics, education, travel, personal stuff.
Sure.
I mean, it was unbelievable. It was fascinating.
Awesome.
We sent notes to each other afterwards.
Mhm.
But he's an interesting guy.
Yeah.
He's an interesting
Well, the
guy.
Elvis connection is not just, it wasn't How Great Thou Art, it was He Touched Me. Bill Gaither wrote He Touched Me, and that became Elvis's third Grammy. Elvis only got like 3 Grammys. And
I didn't realize Gaither wrote that.
Gaither wrote He Touched Me, and it was Elvis's second Grammy. I'm sorry, his third one was that concert version there of How Great Thou Art. But anyway, we're here to talk about Danny Vann, and I'm not. This song is not Elvis-y. This is me.
Yeah, I know that.
And my son, when he first heard it, when I recorded it for the grandkids, he was impressed way back when, and he called me up and he goes, Dad, that's the first song I heard you sing that you don't sound like Elvis. He said, it's really good.
I'm looking for my link to be able to play it, but I can't find it.
Uh-oh.
Send me a link again.
All right.
Send it off and we'll do that. But in the meantime, so I have to ask, in November, you have your 12th catheterization.
Yes.
The big one this time.
Yes.
How do you feel today?
I feel better. I'm just finishing up my rehab. I'm typing while we're talking here, getting this thing queued up. So I'm going to send you the audio, but it's on YouTube as well. And the YouTube, yes, the YouTube with the video is just gorgeous.
What's it under?
YouTube. Hang on, I can send you that too. Let's see.
Oh, I got YouTube up. I can find it if you can give it to me.
Yeah, just look up Danny Vann. God is Everywhere. It should pop up. I'm trying to get back to you here. I got 2 screens going there. There you are.
So do I.
So here's, I know it. You do this all the time. There's the audio on Broadjam, and I can pull up the YouTube here. Let me get that. YouTube.
God is Everywhere, but I don't see Danny Vann's version.
Yeah. Let's see. My channel. I'm sorry, but writing this for my grandkids like I did, I now with everything going on and with the challenges of COVID and everything else, it really became a message to America that says, we need to get God back in the mainstream. There's your YouTube link. I just sent it to you.
All right, good deal. I'll find it during the break here, but
I wrote an article and published it on medium.com. It's called What Are We Missing? And in the article, I kind of go through the process of talking about Einstein and, 10 years to finally come up with relativity, and he was only 26 years old at the time. And of course, Pasteur and penicillin, and Franklin harnessing electricity, and Da Vinci making small engines, hundreds of years ahead of their time. Kennedy deciding to go to the moon. How'd they do all that? And where's all that? I know we have Elon Musk today and some of these new folks, but with the worldwide pandemic and all the scientists coming together in the world, except for the communists, they still can't solve this. Our nation is still divided on how to deal with all this. And what are we missing? What are we all missing? Where's our common thread? And the answer, of course, is God, right?
Unfortunately, though.
Yes.
Unfortunately, he's, or if you believe it's a she, either way, I'll give you either one. God is less in our lives today, according to polls.
Oh, yes.
People less align themselves.
Yes.
With a religion.
Yes.
With a belief in God.
Right.
And we see the result.
Exactly. And that's my message. And that's my point. What are we missing? It's falling apart because we lost the strong thread that we had that pulled us together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Hang on. We're going to pause, and then we will be back. We're chatting with Danny Vann. More ahead, and we'll find his song and play it for you. Coming up.
Awesome. It's only paint. It's only paint that comes in an award-winning twist and pour container.
You're going to love this video.
It's only paint that will transform your den with just one coat of salted lavender into... It's only paint that will help you become TV's hottest writer, where you'll meet this guy.
Hey,
Who starred in that thing.
now that's a twist I didn't see coming.
So yeah, it's only paint. Only easy opening, smooth pouring, change your life both professionally and romantically paint. Dutch Boy. Only at Menards.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
At first, I thought it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth.
It was actually EPI, exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EP. Your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions, like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting to the right diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask, could I have EPI?
Sponsored by AbbVie.
Much as the next guy, but maybe free-range chickens in the office wasn't a great idea.
We should just use Easy Cater. Breakfast, lunch, treats, on time, and as ordered.
And I bet they never cleaned their feathers in the conference room without reserving it first! There's a clipboard outside the door. You put your name.
It's not that hard, guys.
Some food just doesn't work at work, but Easy Cater just does. Food for work, on time, and as ordered from over 82,000 restaurants. Order 24/7 at easycater.com.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your
Hey, Danny,
behalf.
I don't see the email. Send it to Art Lewis, one word, ARTLEWIS, at WSGW.com. All right.
9123.
Exergen would like you to know about an important study just released by the FDA. It confirms what the medical community has known all along. Non-contact thermometers are not accurate. The study also reports that they fail to meet FDA requirements for accuracy in labeling. We can't afford to tolerate the rampant false temperature readings from non-contact thermometers. Accurate temperature measurements are thermometers because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for the Vino Wine Warehouse New Year Festival. You are going to get a $30 gift certificate for only $15, half off. The Vino Wine Warehouse has over 1,000 retail wine items, 16 craft draft beers, a full liquor section, and a unique amazing appetizers. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Puerto Rico is the new go-to destination for investment opportunities, and Impeller is the new online tool that connects investors with innovative projects seeking capital on the island. Impeller takes the guesswork out of investing in Puerto Rico, surfacing the insights you need to make informed decisions and empower your investment portfolio. Visit investpr.org/impeller and set up your account today to see what the island has to offer. Impeller, your hub for investment opportunities in Puerto Rico. Powered by Invest Puerto Rico.
The WSGW Morning Team Show.
Online poll for your political preference, with the understanding there are more political affiliations in these United States than just Democrats and Republicans. At the beginning of 2021, last year, the U.S. Gallup survey indicated more adults identified as Democrats over Republicans. At the end of 2021, more adults were identifying as Republicans than Democrats. Overall, though, the largest percentage of adults identify as independents. So the whole question is, how would you respond in January 2022 if you were asked your political preference? Would you say you're a Democrat? Would you say a Republican? Would you say an independent? Or would you say other? We want to know what you would respond. How would you designate yourself? Head to WSW.com, scroll down the homepage. You can make your vote that way. And again, we'll see if maybe this indicates some party preferences when it comes to actual voting that takes place at times this year.
The Morning Team Show, weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
This is the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios, 100.5 and 790 WSGW.
And we're back with you, talking to Danny Vann, who has a new single that he's trying to get played on Christian stations around the country.
Yes.
And picked up by Christian publishers. And if it becomes a hit, you can't travel. What do you do?
I do virtual virtual concert, virtual visits just like this one.
There you go. Well,
yeah.
Let's see if we can get this thing to play now.
God is everywhere. He sees me all the time. He loves me like my mom. He's near me day and night. When I go to sleep, he sees right through the dark. He watches over me and keeps me from all harm. He wants me to do good. He tells me when I'm wrong. He knows just what I need. He helps me do my best. God is everywhere. He sees me all the time. He loves me like my mom. He's near me day and night. When I go to sleep, he sees right through the dark. He watches over me and keeps me from all harm. God is everywhere. God what is every
Very nice. Very nice, Dan.
Thank you.
Indeed. And, I think I've spent a little time talking about the other part of your life we talked about the last time, because I saw it on the signature there that says Danny Vann, foster care survivor.
Yeah.
That's the other part of your life. It's not
Yeah.
not enough that you've had all these medical issues, but your life before that wasn't exactly, a triumph.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a triumph because you survived it.
Right. Right.
But you and the foster care system spent a lot of time together, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah. And so all these efforts are there to help console people that are still struggling,
Tell us
whether-
about the book again.
Yep. Yep. I'm
The
sorry.
book you wrote. Tell us about the book you wrote again.
Well, I just published my second book in December, but the first one was called My Journey in the Shadow of the King, and it's a memoir.
Yeah.
It talks about what my life was like and what I went through, and frankly, until I put that book out, most people had no idea that I had come through foster care and orphanage, kinship care, and all that stuff. But it was kind of like after the heart attack. Kind of like, okay, what do I do now? I can't travel anymore. I can't reach out. And there was an echo of the Lutheran Boys Home there in Bay City, where I had performed several years in a row to help them. Gordy Kukulis, the director, had told me when I was there doing my second or third concert for the kids. He said, Danny, your story needs to be heard, And when I was sitting on the couch, like 9 years later after my heart attack, wondering what to do with myself, it was kind of like, my story needs to be heard. I guess I better write it down, So I did, and we put that out about 2 years ago, a little over 2.5 years ago, and since then I've been encouraged inspired to take that to a next level, which is all about encouraging people. So my new book, which is on Amazon, just came out in December, 99 Days of 100% Encouragement.
Yeah, I think we talked about that.
So we talked about that. That's the new one. And so now the other thing that's going on is I totally didn't expect this to happen. But when Bobby Balderrama called me and was all excited about this song, I said, hey, it started falling together, in the state of our world today. People need a message like this. They need that, not just encouragement, but they need to feel that, there is a God and he is there and he is trying to wake us up, people. The other message in this article is, and if you'll see it underneath my logo here, 2CR 714, 2 Chronicles 7:14, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray, I'll hear from heaven and I'll heal their land. So, if we kind of stop some of this craziness that's going on, I know I'm going to ruffle a few feathers here, but hey, folks, it isn't God's way,
Yeah.
And if we get back to God like we were way back in the 50s and the 40s and, some of those even back in the 1800s, our presidents did national prayers. Our presidents.
Well, our country was founded by people who wanted freedom of religion. They wanted to escape the tyrannical government that said this is the religion.
Yes.
And they wanted freedom of religion, and it's very prominent in the Constitution and the First Amendment.
Yep.
And it just seems that we're getting farther and farther away from it. And as we do, we see the country dividing more and more and more.
It's a main thread, and you pull that thread and the fabric falls apart.
Interesting way of putting it. Got to take a break. We'll be back. We're talking to Danny Vann. More ahead here on the Art Lewis Show. We will be back.
Star of the West Billing is proud to once again be a part of Zinder Snowfest, January 26th through the 30th in Frankenmuth, helping to celebrate 31 years of winter fun for the whole family. Zinder Snowfest has been host to one of the top snow sculpting events in North America for the past 30 years. Visitors have enjoyed larger-than-life snow sculptures and beautifully detailed ice carvings each year. In addition, Zinder Snowfest will have entertainment, warming tent, a fireworks display, petting zoo, and children's activities. Join us in the warming tent on Wednesday the 26th for all things chocolate, as we have chefs from all over the state prepare their best chocolate recipes for judges to judge and you, the audience, to taste. Plan now to attend Zinder Snowfest 2022, and we'll see you Wednesday the 26th at 10 a.m. for all things chocolate. Brought to you by Star of the West, Michigan Sugar, and WSGW.
RocketGrabPlus.com. The days of paying full price are over, and at RocketGrabPlus.com, we are that you need. You can get tons of half-off deals going on right now from Uplift Creative Center, Joyce's Purple Palette, Woody's Hot Dogs, King's Fish and More, and the Hamptons Boutique Tanning and Salon. Half off? Yeah, it's true, and it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com. It's a new year and time for a new look. It's time for you to trade in those old glasses and get that new, fresh, stylish look for the new year. And don't forget, it's also important to keep yourself healthy this year. Even if you have always had perfect eyesight, it is always a good idea to have regular eye exams. Schedule your appointment today and let them take care of you. Find that amazing new look for the new year. They have early morning and evening appointments to fit your schedule.
To make an appointment with Dr. Cox, Dr. Kazmarek, or Dr. Engel at their Saginaw and Hemlock locations, call 792-8686.
Hey, Carrie, we need that tax report by tomorrow. Hey, Bobby, give me that expenses.
For Hari's accounting firm, client growth is
I know
exponential.
we're a couple of accountants short.
He needs whip-smart accountants at whiplash speed.
Hey, so why aren't these receivables matching up?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first. Conditions apply.
The Saginaw Spirit play here.
Duhart now for Saginaw, taking a pass, moving in right wing side, cuts in with a shot, kick save, rebound, scores!
There we go.
Mancini was there at the side of the net.
The Saginaw Spirit are back on the ice this Wednesday night. The Spirit visit the Sioux Greyhounds with coverage beginning at 6:50 p.m. on 100.5 FM News Radio WSGW. The Spirit return home this Saturday night. Great seats are still available. Visit Saginaw Spirit.
Spirit Hockey is on WSGW.
And we're back with you with Danny Vann here on WSGW, talking about Danny's latest recording and other things happening in his life. Danny, it's interesting at this time where you come forth with that kind of a positive message song. I just had a friend of mine on the air the other day by the name of Paul White, the motivational speaker. He was a former businessman, and now he's written a book with positive thoughts for the day.
Yes.
And there's just not enough of that around anymore.
No, and that's the whole thing is we need that. I'm focusing my 99 days of encouragement message on the foster care and the post-foster care community, those that transition out or age out. As a matter of fact, got some great news last night. My 99 Days of Encouragement has received an order for 600 copies for the just-in-time foster youth organization in San Diego, California. So I have a sponsor out there who has subsidized the book. It's $19.95 on Amazon, but for charitable organizations that support the kids, we're offering the book for $5 a piece. In their quantities, because he's ordering 1,000 books, and then we're putting 600 out there, and I've been out there, so I've got like 3 or 4 projects going on at once here. So, but they're all positive and they're uplifting, and man, I'll have to send you the endorsement from Diane Cox, who is the co-founder of Just in Time for Foster Youth. They serve the youth that come out of foster care from 18 to 26 years old that have no support, no family. They may be lacking skills, no driver's license, yada, yada, so all these things are meant to help uplift people. So I'm becoming the encourager.
So obviously, Danny, we have to have a system like foster care. We have to have a place for these youngsters to go and people to care for them.
Yes.
But is the system broken?
Yeah, I think there's a move afoot, and it's really looking positive to get in front of the system. I saw a saying the other day, instead of rescuing people that fall in a river, let's go upriver and catch them and find out why they're falling in. And the same thing's happening with foster care. There's a movement now to go get in front of the families, that are having trouble before they fail and have to put the kids in foster care. So there's more support mechanisms that are out there. Families First, I think, is the one in Michigan, is what it's called. And that's the biggest problem. Now, once it gets in foster care, a lot of it became privatized, and so it's for profit instead of for the kids. And that's a major, we could do a whole program on that, I'm sure. But, if you can help, the churches need to stand up. There's church movements that are adopting, if you will, foster care families and helping them. And it's just, to me, it's once again, the common thread of God and looking out for the other guy instead of, being a for-profit group that's looking out for your bottom line. You've missed the kids. And it's not about them. It's about how many can we move, because we get a payment every time they move from place to place. But you're traumatizing the heck out of them. Yeah.
I do think we need to point out, though, that there are, because, a big paintbrush covers a lot of people.
It does. Yes.
There are very fine foster parents out there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Dr. John DeGarmo promotes those, and he has a great organization that my heart goes out to foster parents. The Maltains in Bay City, Michigan were my foster parents, and I'm glad to drop their name, because Mrs. Maltain was a saint, in my eyes. She was just awesome.
Well, brought you up.
She there was things I needed to see and learn, that I had no pattern. The pattern I had in front of me wasn't the one that was healthy, And so foster parents are awesome. No, nothing taken away from them. But the whole system as a whole, like you said, it's
got to be looked at.
The major flaw in all of this is human beings. You know what I mean? Is
not always the case.
You got people that will take advantage, and of course, then there's the ones that really do want to help, and that's, God bless them,
Yeah. So what do you do to keep busy during the day?
I just told you, I'm working on all these projects, but we're here. Unfortunately, we're still locked down because I'm such a high risk. My cardiologist, just told me if they're not vaccinated or have had the COVID, you can't go around them. So my wife and I are kind of hunkered down, but we do a lot of things. We're working on these projects. She's helping me. She helped me make this #God logo and the shirts and hats and mugs and stuff like that. So the goal is to get out there and have the Christians stand up instead of being the silent majority. Let's stand up, wear a #God or something, and let people know, what, God is here, God's everywhere, and he does matter. Let's get back to that. Let's tie that string back the way it's supposed to be.
Great way to end this discussion today. Danny, my friend, we will do it again. It is always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you so much.
We'll have to get together one of these days. Can you go out to lunch? You can't do it now.
When the numbers come down, I can probably go out and do a lunch.
We're going to have to work it out.
Yeah.
All right. We'll talk to you, my friend, and stay safe.
God is everywhere, and find it on Broad Jam Music or find it out on YouTube. So thanks for having me. Yep.
Got it. Thanks a lot, Danny. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Danny Vann, and we appreciate his time this morning. We'll take our last break and then be back to close out and move on to Focus.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.io. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Do you promise to love, honor, and cherish, forsaking all others?
I do.
I do.
And now, by the power vested in me, I now pronounce you roommates. Go forth.
That's not the vow you took. But if struggles with CPAP have you and your spouse sleeping in separate rooms, it might be time to look into Inspire. Inspire works inside the body with just the click of a remote. That's right, just a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Inspire. Sleep apnea innovation.
Talk to your doctor to see if Inspire is right for you. Review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
When you order your Walgreens prescriptions with Save, you'll experience some side effects. Side effects may include joy that you won't run out of your pills and disbelief at just how crazy fast the delivery came right to your door. Get your same-day prescription refill today on the Walgreens app.
To use same-day RX delivery or 1 to 2 business day delivery, you must be opted into prescription status alerts. It will appear as an option if orders before that store's cutoff time for the day. Certain health plans do not cover or participate in same-day RX delivery. Check with your health plan for further details. Excludes California.
Getting your guaranteed maximum refund with TaxSlayer feels like discovering a refund tree has grown in your backyard.
I'm the refund tree.
Sawing off its branches.
Hey.
Putting them through a wood chipper.
My branches! My beautiful branches!
And dancing in its refund rain. Start for free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
Tune in Wednesday night for Michigan Wolverines basketball. The Wolverines will try to make it 3 straight wins when they host the Northwestern Wildcats. Game time coverage begins Wednesday night at 6 p.m. on 790 News Radio WSGW, your home for Michigan basketball.
All right, that'll do it for the Art Lewis Show today. Tomorrow, we'll be broadcasting from Zender Snowfest in the big warming tent, and I hope it's a warm tent. It's going to be a frigid day, but we will see you there, and I'll be emceeing the chocolate competition in the afternoon, too. So that'll be tomorrow at Zender's Snowfest. Coming up on Focus today, I'm going to talk about Senior Services in Midland. That is ahead this morning. And it'll be along right after the news, which is next. I'm Art Lewis. Have yourself a great day.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center Studios.
This is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Steve Kafin. After yesterday's wild 1,200-point swing in the Dow Jones Industrial Average, investors are holding on again. Stocks shot lower again this morning. Dow off nearly 800 points in the early going. More than half that loss has been recovered. Business analyst Jill Schlesinger says, as unsettling as it all may be, it's part of the game.
A correction is something that's very normal for investors, a 10% move from recent highs. And in fact, we haven't had that many in the last 3 or 4 years, with the exception period where the S&P 500 tumbled by a third.
The International Monetary Fund has downgraded its forecast for the global economy this year. Inflation, higher energy prices, and COVID cutting into growth. Pfizer says it's begun trials on a vaccine that targets the Omicron variant. CBS's Dr. David Agus says most participants are already vaccinated.
We'll see the results of it. It will take months to accrue it and get that data. By the time the Omicron-specific variant booster is ready, it may not be relevant, but it will give significant experience on how to do this for future variants.
8,500 U.S. troops are on alert, and CBS's Cammie McCormick tells us Congress wants the latest on what's known about Russia and Ukraine. vaccine.
A White House official confirms to CBS News that the Biden administration will briefings for House and Senate leadership on the situation on Ukraine's borders. They also say they are working on all member briefings for the House and Senate in the coming days. Those will be conducted by national security officials.
No point on your pencil? No problem. Soon for students who take the SAT, it's going all digital by 2024. And College Board Vice President Priscilla Rodriguez says it'll be shortened and made more relevant.
While it will still measure the same core reading, writing, and math skills that today's SAT does, it will be able to do so more efficiently. So rather than being 3 hours long as it is today, it'll be about 2 hours long.
Michigan has approved $824 million in incentives for its electric vehicle plants in the state. Jeff Gilbert has more from affiliate WWJ Detroit.
By 2025, GM will be able to make 1 million EVs a year in North America, more than half of them pickups. This investment will be to upgrade a Detroit area assembly plant and to build a new battery plant near Lansing, Michigan.
The $7 billion investment is the largest in GM's history.
GM President Mark Royce says the investment will create 4,000 new jobs.
Unilever, the company behind Vaseline, Ben & Jerry's ice cream, and Dove soap, says it's cutting 1,500 jobs. Wall Street right now, the Dow is down 400 points. This is CBS News.
There's always something new under the sun. CBS Mornings, weekdays on CBS.
RocketGrabPlus.com. The days of paying full price are over. And at RocketGrabPlus.com, we are here always giving you the deals that you need. You can get tons of half-off deals going on right now from Uplift Creative Center, Joyce's Purple Palette, Woody's Hot Dogs, King's Fish and More, and the Hamptons Boutique Tanning and Salon. Half off? Yeah, it's true. And it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com. RocketGrabPlus.com.
Why does Wal with $0 and 90-day refills? Because we care about Medicare, so you don't have to. I mean, do you really care to hear me go on about same-day prescription delivery making your life easier? Or how there's a pharmacy expert available 24/7 and one-click refills? Well, I just did anyways. Fill your Medicare prescriptions with Walgreens and save.
$0 copays apply to Tier 1 generic drugs and select plans with Walgreens as a preferred pharmacy. Restrictions apply. See Walgreens.com/Medicare for complete details.
Hey guys, there is some important news that all men should take very seriously. Your prostate health. Are you urinating more frequently? Are you waking up at night to urinate? Are you sick and tired of prostate pills that just don't work? Sound for the millions of men with prostate problems that are driving you nuts? There is some great news. Prosthogenics is the all-natural product that beat over 157 other prostate supplements in lab tests and was rated the #1 most powerful prostate supplement in the world. #1, because it works. So why not try some Prosthogenics, and your prostate troubles will be a thing of the past. You'll get a great night's sleep and stop waking up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. To get your free bottle of Prosthogenics, call now, 800-600-2020. That's 1-800-600-2020. Take advantage of our 90-day money-back guarantee. Call 800. Do it now.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Sunny skies and 12 degrees at 11:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Pritchard. A train versus a vehicle crash in Saginaw County has closed Hospital Road. That's going to be between Tittabawassee and Kochville roads. Again, that was a crash involving a train and another vehicle. Closed Hospital Road between Tittabawassee and Kochville in Saginaw County. Please find another route if possible. A partnership formed to help Midland area restaurants impacted by the pandemic and address food insecurity is coming to a close April 1st. Here's WSGW's Ann Williams.
Regrow Midland, created by the Midland Business Alliance and the Midland Area Community Foundation, was a short-term program designed to help local restaurants rebound from extended closures and restrictions resulting from the COVID-19 pandemic while providing low-cost, healthy meal options to the community. Funding for the one-year project was provided in partnership with the two organizations, Baseball Foundation, and contributions from the Rollin M. Gerstacker Foundation, the Charles J. Strosacker Foundation, and the Dow Company Foundation, as well as private citizens and investors. Each week since May 2021, distribution centers in Midland County receive nutritious meals to offer to the public for a small monetary donation or at no cost. The meals incorporated sourcing fresh produce and meats from local farmers. To date, more than 30,000 meals have been distributed to those in need, and restaurant partners were able to hire and or retain 60 employees, as well as invest over $76,000 to their businesses. Ann Williams, News Radio, 100.5 and 790.
WSGW News Time, 11:07.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com.
WSGW News Time, 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. The Michigan Supreme Court has struck down an effort by Republicans to make it harder to change state law through petition drives. The court threw out a 15% geographic cap on the number of signatures to get an issue on the statewide ballot. That would have placed a burden on petition circulators by forcing them to be aware of where they were gathering signatures. The court says it violates the Michigan Constitution. The changes were made by the legislature in Rick Snyder before he left office. The pandemic has put a spotlight on pharmacists and their ability to do more than dispense medication. Susan Peppers, the vice president of Express Scripts Pharmacy, says the Prescription of Trust report was recently issued and shows that nearly 330,000 pharmacists have stepped up to help end the pandemic.
We've seen that pharmacists have really played a vital role in administering vaccines to people nationwide.
Peppers says some pharmacists available by telehealth as we continue to work through the COVID-19 pandemic. Masks are mandatory in a Southwest Michigan school district starting on Monday after officials set the policy in an unusual way. They took a vote of the people. Parents, guardians, and staff in the Penfield district voted for masks. There were 1,041 votes, and about 58% were in favor. Classes have been online in Penfield since January. The district has had at least 6 COVID-19 outbreaks, according to the Calhoun County Health Department. Interim Superintendent Don Myers believes masks were favored because the community is tired of students being quarantined all the time. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 1110. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology forecast. We'll see a few scattered snow showers possible late today. Otherwise, partial sunshine develops with a high into the upper teens. Gusts around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then for tonight, we'll have a slight chance for snow early on, decreasing cloud cover and a low near -1. Wednesday, sunshine, high of 17 degrees. Thursday, mostly cloudy skies and a high around 28. Friday, partial sunshine develops, high of 18 degrees. Then by Saturday, mostly sunny and a high around 18. Sunday, mostly cloudy sky conditions, a high of 24. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 18.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
And a good morning to you. Welcome to another edition of Focus on WSGW from my Saginaw Spirit Home studio. Focus sponsored by RoofMax, the safe, proven, and affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Find out about RoofMax online at roofmax.com or call Ben at 989-859-6751. That's RoofMax with 2 X's. Today, we're going to talk about senior services in Midland. And to do that, a couple of guests with us this morning. First, a man who dedicates his life to helping ensure the improved quality of life for people of all ages and backgrounds. He is the executive director of Senior Services of Midland County. He's been that since 2017. And we say good morning to Charlie Schwedler. Charlie, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you today?
We're doing well. Thanks for being with us. Also with us this morning, the Director of Education and Outreach for Senior Services. She's been doing that for 11 years. We say hello to Trina Winans. Trina, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Oh, you're welcome. Nice to have you with us this morning. And as a 78-year-old, I'm always interested in senior services. So here we go. I think, first of all, we need to start with an overview of the organization. What do you do as Senior Services of Midland?
Well, hi. Again, thank you so much for having us. But, you know, we do so much, and we like to take these opportunities to let folks know. But, you know, we want to be the first place for individuals over 60 to think about. You know, our mission, quality of life for older adults and those who care for them. But do whatever it takes to enrich the lives of older adults, and by older adults I mean anybody who's 20 years older than whatever you are. That's what an older adult is. And,
yes.
You know, we talk about you know, to be eligible for our services at 60 plus, but we want to do whatever we can to keep people in their homes, and that means that we're going to talk about being active. We're going to talk about, you know, as your health, you know, how we can help. We're going to talk about things that we do for folks who care for people who are starting to have health-related issues as they age, and obviously there's all sorts of volunteer situations that we can help you with. So we're all encompassing is what we do. We're technically the Midland County Council on Aging, but we go by Senior Services. But that's probably the only place you'll ever hear us use the word senior. Normally we use the words older adult.
Gee, thanks. I heard your definition of over 60. I went, oh, well, I guess I can't escape it. So, but it is true, though. I mean, you define older at 60s as your cutoff point. Is that right?
That's correct. And that's, you know, that's a technicality from the Older Americans Act is what it is. And also our millage that we have. You know, obviously Midland County has a millage that is a great support of us. And so we're always appreciative of the citizens of Midland County and voting for that. So that's the technicality of what we do. And we have plenty of 60-year-olds, and we have 100-year-old folks that use our services as well.
Which brings up the question, and this is kind of an odd one, but as the lifeline gets longer and longer and the actuarial tables go up, do you see the day where that 60 is going to move up to, and you're not going to be considered a senior until maybe you're 65 or 70?
Well, that's hard to say. I mean, you know, part of the problem, and I'll, you know, Trina can weigh in on this as well, obviously, but part of the problem with that is that regardless of your age, whether you're 60 or 90 or whatever, every person is very individual in their own journey.
Right.
You know, some folks are much needier, and some folks are extremely active as they get older. And I guess that's part of our mission is to, you know, the more active we can keep people, the more engaged we can keep people's minds, you know, the less needs they're going to have as they get older.
Let me ask Trina then about that. What activities do you provide to keep us old folks active?
So many things. And this is where, you know, this is the one exception I'd say really to our age 60 plus rule is we go actually even a little bit younger for at least fitness classes, because we really want you to start early and maintain your health to the best of your ability. So fitness classes are even available starting at age 50. And really, when we're talking about fitness classes and also fitness rooms with some equipment, is we recognize that people, most of the people we serve are on a fixed income. And so it's really critical that these be affordable, that we keep the barriers as low as possible to people getting involved in their own health. We have a variety of classes for fitness that include Zumba, Walk 15, yoga, Tai Chi, Bone Saver, Pilates, and then also these fitness rooms. And when I talk about low cost, I'm talking you can take a yoga class here for only $4 a class. You can take out a membership for our fitness room for $20 a year. And again, we just really want people to take charge of their health and to be proactive.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, fitness is only one aspect of health. We make sure to provide educational programs so their minds active as well. So we have guest speakers come, we do travel talks, we have TED Talks and health talks and evidence-based series where we really delve more deeply into topics. And then in addition to all of that, we have 5 centers around the county that we call activity and dining centers. And those are, again, out where people are. So it's not just in Midland City, but out in other parts of the county. And there you can meet other people. As people retire, sometimes we start to get isolated, and certainly the pandemic has not helped that situation.
Trina, let me interrupt for a second. Yeah. We'll come back to that. I have to take a break, though. We'll be back to talk more about senior services in Midland right after these notes.
Attention hunters, gun collectors, and firearm enthusiasts. The Bay City Gun and Knife Show will be held this Sunday, January 30th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the DoubleTree Hotel. Admission is just $6. Are free. Dealers and collectors from across Michigan will be on hand buying, selling, and trading firearms, knives, ammunition, military items, sports collectibles, and much more. Need cash? Bring in your old U.S., German, or Japanese military relics, as representatives from the Michigan Traveling Military Museum will be there paying top dollar for collectible firearms, swords, and daggers. Sunday at the DoubleTree will be your chance to pick up that special firearm, knife, or similar item you've always wanted. What a great day to get out of the house following the recent winter weather and enjoying looking over all that'll be on display. And it all happens this Sunday, January 30th at the Bay City Gun and Knife Show at the DoubleTree Hotel in Bay City. Hours are 9 to 3. For more information or directions, go to www.gunshowtrader.com. Don't miss it.
Do you check your Google search results regularly? You should. People often get their first impression of you or your business online. Negative comments on the internet can impact your life and your control of your online reputation. Get your free reputation report. ReputationDefender.com. It may reveal negative posts from an ex-employee, upset patient or client, news article, legal issue, or even exposed personal information right there in your Google search results. Uncover what's lurking on the internet about you with ReputationDefender.com's patented scan and get your free reputation report card. Or for immediate assistance with your reputation, call 800-401-6681. Our cutting-edge technology helps make your Google search results look their best. Call 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681. 800-401-6681. Or take the free scan at ReputationDefender.com.
Getting your guaranteed maximum refund with TaxSlayer feels like discovering a refund tree has grown in your backyard.
I'm the roof.
Its branches.
Hey.
Feeding them through a wood chipper.
My branches! My beautiful branches!
And dancing in its refund rain. Start for free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Broadcasting from the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center Studios, 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you, and we're talking to Charlie Schwendler. Whoops.
Again, be a part of Zinder Snowfest, January 26th through the 30th in Frankenmuth, helping to celebrate 31 years of winter fun for the whole family. Zinder Snowfest has been host to one of the top snow sculpting events in North America for the past 30 years. Visitors have enjoyed larger-than-life snow sculptures and beautifully detailed ice carvings each year. In addition, Zinder Snowfest will have entertainment for the entire family in the warming tent, a fireworks display, petting zoo, and children's activities. Join us in the warming tent on Wednesday the 26th for all things chocolate, as we have chefs from all over the state prepare their best chocolate recipes for judges to judge and you, the audience, to taste. Plan now to attend Zinder Snowfest 2022, and we'll see you Wednesday the 26th at 10 a.m. for brought to you by Star of the West, Michigan Sugar, and WSGW.
All right, not sure what happened there, but we thank information on Snowfest. We're talking to Charlie Schwendler, who is the Executive Director of Senior Services of Midland, and Trina Winans, who is the Director of Education and Outreach at Senior Services. Trina, I just want to go back to some of your programs. Do you provide meals?
Yes. So when you go to one of the activity and dining centers around the county, the highlight of the visit oftentimes is the delicious, nutritious meals that are provided there. And these are all designed by a registered dietitian to be low sodium, high fiber. We give the carb counts for all of the menu items in case anyone is diabetic. But they're wonderful meals. I eat them every day. And you can stay and join in a game of cards, or maybe you come early and you learn to start wood carving, or learn to start knitting. So there are all kinds of activities, games, parties. All these things are going on at these centers every day.
Charlie, let's talk for a minute about those seniors that maybe need a little more attention than others and maybe have caregivers. Do you do any coordination? Do you work with them?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's, an extremely important part of what we do. We work with folks and their caregivers in all sorts of different areas. We who will work with older adults and their caregivers in terms of what their needs are, how we can help them. We also do Meals on Wheels. I mean, obviously, that's a staple in the area. That's run by volunteers, and I'm sure Trina will talk about volunteers later. It's delivered by volunteers. We run the program here. Same meals that Trina was just speaking of, we deliver. 300, 400, 500 a day, depending on the day. So we have all of that. We also have caregiver support classes, which Trina will talk about. Well, we have a cadre of vehicles, so folks can get to their dialysis appointments, their doctor's appointments, cancer treatments. Again, these are for adults 60 and older. We work with Family and Children's Services who do our counseling. So if folks need counseling, that kind of a thing. And then another great thing that we have is it's called Team Handyman, and if someone needs in their home just something done, like I don't know, a stair that needs a railing, or their smoke detectors changed, or grab bars in their bathroom, those kinds of things. We have volunteers that will come into homes and they'll help with those.
Yeah.
And obviously we have a place that's called Seasons, which is our adult day center. And this is a respite center for folks with dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, advanced kinds of things.
Yeah.
And it's a health facility. There's a nurse, but we also keep minds active and all those kinds of things. So we're really the one place you should be thinking of in terms of the older adult that is starting to have some healthcare issues.
Well, Trina, let's talk about how people can get involved in the organization.
Absolutely. One of the biggest things Charlie mentioned, volunteers. We have a huge volunteer workforce, and we couldn't do all that we do without them. It's volunteers who deliver the meals around the county, as he said. It's volunteers who provide those rides to dialysis and the other medical appointments. And most of them are retired, and they've got a little time to give, and they're looking for, where do I find meaning? Is a great way to do that. And in addition to that, let's say you're still working, there are still opportunities. We're in need right now of friendly visitors, where you get paired one-on-one with someone, and you just find a time, an evening or weekend, you can work it around your schedule to go and just give some time to these people who've become isolated. That's a real need. You can also just check out our website. We're at seniorservicesmidland.org, and there you can of course, you can donate if you'd like. Our senior millage, Charlie talked about earlier, that's coming up for a vote in August. That's something that you can consider if you live in Midland County. Hopefully you'll consider supporting the local older adults here. And we also invite people to just come and take a tour. We're available at our main building for tours. And most importantly, Charlie talked about being an older adult is whatever 20 years is past what you are. I would encourage anyone to just really try to embrace your age. That's why we have that tagline.
Love it.
Is because we're so afraid of getting older, and yet what's the alternative? It's not good.
Yep, that's it.
We want to get older. It's a good thing.
All right.
It's a good thing.
Well, Trina, Charlie, thank you much for being with us and telling us about the Senior Services of Midland. We appreciate it. We'll have to do it again. Charlie, thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for having us.
You're welcome. Trina, thank you so
Thanks
much.
so much.
Take care. Have a good day, both of you. Bye-bye now. Senior Services of Midland. Coming up, the Farm Show with Terry Henney. That will be along right after these notes.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for the Vino Wine Warehouse New Year Festival. Gift certificate for only $15. Half off.